Well,
Yes, I want us to continue now. So to share method adjustments, so we completed the adjustment. Now we are starting from the preparation of the final account. Preparation of the final account. And I want us to go to past paper. I want us to go to our first paper. And remember, we shall be talking about preparation of the final account of a sole trader. Preparation of the final account of a sole trader. So go to our past paper. Let's go to our past paper. So the question is December 2024. December 2024. Question number 4A. December 2024. Question number 4A. December 2024. December 2024. Question number 4A. 4B. Question number 4B. December 2024. Question number 4B. December 2024. Question number 4B. Question number 4, boy. Number 4, boy. Number 4, boy. Now, can you see my board? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. Is it clear? Can you see my board?
yes.
So I read for us that question. December 2024, question number 4B. So preparation of the final account. This ink.
Umesema 2024 question gani?
Number question 4B. Tusome. Wewe mwenye umeongea ni nani huyo ameongea? Ni Mwikali ama?
Yeah. The following trial balance was extracted from the books of Bella Omari, a sole trader, as at 30th September 2024. Capital as at 1st October 2023, 4,748,430. Purchases 1,385,400 shillings. Returns outward 2,952,240. Returns inward 8,400. Returns no discount allowed 24,240. Discount received 21,120. Wages and salaries 933,000. Rates 73,500. Insurance 53,400. General expenses 121,800. Trade receivable 552,000. Bank overdraft 483,600. Inventory as at 1st October 2023, 183,000. Land and buildings 2,550,000. Plant and machinery 1,600,000. Motor vehicles 843,000. Drawings 312,300 shillings. Furniture and fittings 245,000. Cash 60,300 shillings. Accumulated depreciation Plant and machinery, 447,010 shillings. Motor vehicles, 168,600 shillings. Furniture and fittings, 14,240. Additional information. As at 30th September 2024, inventory was valued at 222,600 shillings. Number 2, as at 30th September 2024, rates paid in advance amounted to 10,500 shillings. Number 3, as at 30th September 2024, outstanding electricity expenses amounted to 5,370. This is included in general expenses. Number 4, trade receivables include an irrecoverable amount of 8,400. Number 5, a 5% allowance for doubtful debt is to be made on the remaining trade receivables. Depreciation is provided at the following annual rates, which is the straight line method. Plant and machinery, 25%, motor vehicles, 20%, furniture and fittings, 12.5%. No depreciation is provided on the land and buildings. Number 7, included in wages and salaries is an amount of 93,000 paid to the domestic workers of Bella Omari. Number 8, as at 30th September 2024, outstanding wages and salaries amounted to 37,200 shillings. Required statement of profit or loss for the year ended 30th September and state of financial position as at 30th September 2024.
Okay, thank you. That one is okay. Now, when you find this kind of a question, the important thing that you need to do is to start with the additional information. So when you see this kind of a question, just start with the additional information. You just start with the additional information. Now, additional information number 1. Additional information number 1 talks about inventory. Now, inventory was valued at 222,600. What does that mean? Now, it means that is the final value of inventory at the end. That one represents the final value of inventory at the end. The final value of inventory at the end. So tunaanza na hiyo. So inventory at the end. Value to balance sheet. To get the value of inventory at the end, ujue hiyo inaenda kwa balance sheet. 222,600. 222,600 tumemaliza now. Number 2, as that is September 2024. Remember hii kampuni yao ya settlement inaisha September 2024. Inaisha September 2024. So on that September 2024, rates prepaid. So that one is a prepayment. We have a prepayment of 10,500. That's information number 1. Information number 2, we have a prepayment. Prepayment of, now the prepayment is of how much? 10,500. 10,500. It is for what? So it is related to what? The prepayment relates to the prepayments relates to what? Rates. Now, what does it mean? It means we paid in advance. Now, it means we paid in advance. Let's go to our trial balance pale juu. Let's go back to our trial balance. If you go back to our trial balance pale juu, we have the rates on pate pale kwa trial balance. 73,500. Can you see it? 73,500. 73,500. Unaiona? Ama rates ni ngapi? Yes, 73,500. Now, what is the correct rate itakuwa ni 73,500. Now, we had paid in advance, meaning we had paid more than what we incurred. What do? We need to remove the amount. Is that one correct? We said for prepayments, we paid in advance. Tumelipa, we were supposed to pay some amount, but we paid an extra of 10,500. We are supposed to pay 73,500, but we pay an extra of 10,500 from this amount. So we need to remove it. That one correct? Yes. When you are class, the hours, morning hours, so that account is 63,000 to P&L as expense. Yeah. We also have prepaid rates of 10,500. So it had to be treated as what? To be treated. Now it got treated as what? As current liability. We are talking about it. Mimi sasa hiyo ni kufanya nikisonga. So tumemaliza new information. We go to the next information. Where is it? As at 30th September 2024, an outstanding electricity now, that's an accrual. So we have an accrual of how much? We have an accrual of 5370. 5370. Now we were supposed to we had incurred some amount, but we paid less by this amount. So tulikuwa nataka kulipa some amount, but hatukulipa yote, tulibakisha deni ya 5370. Now what do we do? Now this one is for electricity, if I'm not wrong. Kiangalia swali yetu. It is talking about electricity. So the correct value of electricity should be what? Ink imenimwagikia bwana. I don't know, mbona inamwaga ink? Sawa. So the correct value of electricity tukienda pale juu kwa our trial balance uko juu. Electricity iko wapi uko juu? Tukipanda uko juu. Electricity. Kwani hakuna? Electricity value. Hey. Nyinyi mnaiona? Hebu outstanding electricity. Outstanding electricity. Let me read the question again. As at 30th September, outstanding electricity expense amounted to 5370. Oh, was included in the general expense. So iko kwa general expense. So pale juu, we go to the general expense. So to change this one to general expense. General expense. Now ni ngapi? So general expense ni 121,800. 121,800. We said accruals we are supposed to add. So we add this amount because hatukuwa tumelipa. This amount we incurred during the period, but hatujalipa ni deni. Now hata kama hatujalipa, you need to include it in the income statement because it is the deni for the period. So anything that was incurred in the period, we are supposed to add it to 370. And then also the accrual will be treated. Now, kwanza hapa is supposed to be treated as, it's supposed to be current assets. Sijui mbona hamkuniambia. This is supposed to be current assets. To be treated as current. To the accrual of the same amount, which is 5370, will also be treated as current liability. So add that amount. So itakuwa ni 121,800 plus 5370, 127,170. To be 127,170. That is the correct amount of the general expense. We have adjusted that one. So to P&L, to P&L as expense. To P&L as expense. Let us go to the next item. We have trade receivables include a recoverable amount. So that's a bad debt. So we have a bad debt. So number 4, we have bad debt of 80,400. So to P&L, we're going to go to P&L as expense. That's the first treatment. Treatment number 2, to reduce the debtors account. It will reduce the debtors account. So let's go continue to our debtors account in Ngapi. Now from the question of our debtors account, trade receivables. You can consult trade receivables is 552. So the correct value of trade receivables, the correct figure itakuwa ni 552,000. Remember to raise your bad debt. Remember to raise your bad debt. So it also reduce. So the double effect. One as an expense, the other one will reduce the debtors account. So 552,000 minus 8400, 543,600. 543. 543,600. 543,600. Let us go to the next information. Allowance for doubtful debt is provided as follows. So number 5. Allowance for doubtful debt. For doubtful debt. So it is 5% of net receivables. And in our case, it is 5% of our net value after raising any amount that is not recoverable in the additional information. Remember, we raise the amount in the additional information. 543,600. Give me the figure. 543,600. Itakuwa ni 0.05 times 543,600. Itakuwa na macha 27,180. Now, new trade receivables balance, new trade receivables balance. Now we need to raise the allowance. 543, it was 543,600. We need to raise the new allowance that we have found. So allowance for doubtful debt. So 543,600 minus 27,180. 25,16,420. So it's going to balance sheet. Balance sheet as receivable. Yeah. What about allowance for bad debt? Allowance for bad debt. For bad debt. Now we said for allowance for that debt, the first thing is if we have an allowance for that debt only in the additional in the income statement, we ignore. If we have allowance for bad debt in both additional information and the trade balance, we need to make an adjustment. Let us see. Let us have the trade balance. Let's see from the trade balance. Do you have any allowance for doubtful debt in our trade balance? And trade balance, we check if we have any allowance for doubtful debt. Do we have? Equal for additional information. Allowance for doubtful debt. For additional information. Let me see. Now hakuna. So there's no any. So do you got to say this is what I said. If you find allowance for doubtful debt is in trade balance alone, ignore the allowance. If it is there in trade balance alone, also tomorrow there is no any allowance for bad debt in trade balance, So that concept does not affect us. Yenye tunasemanga that any allowance for doubtful debt into a balance, we ignore it. The next thing I would need to know is to check, do we have any allowance for doubtful debt in additional information? If the question is yes, we have it in our additional information. It was 5%. So we have another one in additional information. Now, if we have it in additional information alone, so in additional information alone, if it is there in additional information alone, treat it as an expense, treat it as an expense in P&L, and reduce the amount to trade receivable. So na hiyo tumeshafanya. So we reduce this amount to trade receivable, ndio tumereduce hapa ukiangalia. So our trade receivable balance ilikuwa ni 543,600. Then we reduce the allowance. Then this figure will also go to our expense account. So this amount will also be, so we shall have expense of 27,180 as in the P&L. In P&L, in the P&F. Tumemaliza information hivyo. Let's go to the nataka tumaliza additional information zote. I want us to finish all the additional information. Information number 6. Depreciation was provided in the following. So straight line basis. So it was provided on a straight line basis. Now, we can straight line basis, just remember it is on cost. When you get to the word straight line basis, just remember it is on cost. Remember it's on cost. So information number 6. Information number 6. Information number 6. Depreciation. So we start with depreciation number 1. Depreciation number 1 ni ya nini? Plant and machinery 25%. So we have plant and machinery 25%. Huyu mwingine ni nani? Motor vehicle 20%. Motor vehicle 20%. Huyu mwingine mgani ni 3? Furniture and fitting. Furniture and fitting. And I mean 12.5%. Now let's go to our, so we need to take the cost. Remember, we talk about straight line basis, and I'm repeating, when you are adjusting using the straight line basis, just remember we need to consider the cost. Just remember, we need to adjust the cost. We need to adjust the cost. So kama hauelewi, you shall make sure umeenda kwa class yetu ya the topic of adjustment. So kama hauelewi, make sure you go to the class. Iko kwa Telegram, nimesha upload ya mchana, tulifanya mchana leo. It is already on Telegram on adjustment. So kama uelewi, uende kwa adjustment uelewe, so tutakuja kufanya hapa. So we talk about straight line basis, it is on cost. Let's go back to our trial balance, tuende kwa hizo item. Now if you go to our swali uko juu, we have motor vehicle pale juu ukiangalia. We have plant and machinery, we have motor vehicle, and then we have furniture and fitting. Now ukiangalia walisema land is not subjected to any depreciation. Information number, the same information, land. So land will not be here because land is not depreciated. So land, we shall ignore land. So tuanze na ya pili, plant and machinery. Now plant and machinery ukiangalia pale juu nikwambia the plant and machinery is 1,600. Now hajasema anything. Remember, his word haija specify anything. If that 1.6 million is cost or it's already been reduced. Now, we get to the word, the amount is being reduced. The amount is being reduced. Sorry, the amount, sorry, the depreciation, not the amount. We get to wamesema the machines or the assets are being depreciated using straight line method. Ukienda kwa to your balance, kama haja kuandikia anything to do with the cost. For example, kuandikia plant and machinery into bracket cost, hapo kuandikia figure. Then you make an assumption that that value is already on cost. So ile 1.6 pale juu kwa total balance, uta assume that is the cost. So itakuwa 1.6. Kumaanisha hawajatoa accumulated depreciation. Kumaanisha hawajatoa accumulated depreciation. Lakini kama swali ingekuambia that these machines, the depreciation is charged using reducing balance, then this figure tungekuwa tumeassume already wametoa depreciation, wametoa. Lakini kwa sababu swali mtuambia that it is on straight line basis, and remember straight line basis we charge on cost, we are going to assume that this item is on cost, meaning hawajatoa accumulated depreciation, hawajatoa accumulated depreciation. Aya, so I'm going to assume that one because that is the only way to assume it, because straight line method, go with cost. We are going to assume that this amount is cost. The next amount is motor vehicle, 843,000. 843,000. Aya, furniture pale juu. Furniture ni 245,000. 245. Aya, so it was 0.25 times 1600, 1, 2, 3. This will be equal to 400,000. To P&L as expense and to be deducted in balance sheet. To be deducted in the balance sheet. So nimeandika hivyo so that you know. So one, this 400 will be an expense in the P&L, and also it will be deducted in the balance sheet. I appeal 0.2 times 843,000, 168,600 to P&L as expense, to P&L as expense, and to be deducted in the balance sheet. To be deducted in the balance sheet. Then 12.5. This is supposed to be 12.5. 12.5 times 245,000. 30, 625 to P&L, to P&L as an expense and to be deducted in the balance sheet. To be deducted in the balance sheet. To be deducted in the balance sheet. So that's information number 6. Information number 6. The other information number gani? Included in the wages and salary is an amount of 93,000 to be paid to the domestic worker. So included in the wages and the salary. So wages and salary ni ngapi kuju kwanza? Wages and salary kuju. Wages and salary. Wages and salary ni ngapi? Nenda kwa karamu hapa niangalie kitu.
933,000.
So wages and salary ni huko juu, acha nione ni 933,000. 933,000, and then wanasema that is wages and salary. Did we do anything to do with wages? No, tujafanya anything to do. Okay, tuende huko. Yeah. Na pia pale chini mimi naona kuna some information pia which is affecting wages and salary. Now this amount, wages and salary, included in the wages and salary is an amount of 93,000 paid to domestic workers of Bera Omari. So included in the wages and salary. Now that's part of expense. Hiyo ina shida, itabaki ndani. So any expense that is paid, ita remain tu hapo ndani. So I think that will not affect this account. Hiyo itabaki venye iko. Itabaki tu ndani. Hiyo 93,000 wanasema it includes the salary and wages paid to Bera Omari domestic workers of 93,000. So that is part of salary and wages, so itabaki ndani. So hiyo will not affect that account. That one will not affect that account. So itabaki hivyo. that one will not affect anything, tunachana nayo. So iko ndani already, we shall treat this as an expense, but iko ndani hiyo 933. So hiyo tunachana nayo. Haya, number 8. As at 30 September 2024, outstanding wages and salaries amounted to, so we have outstanding. So outstanding is accruals. Zika hapa inaonekana. So we are having an accrual. Accrual is outstanding. Now, of how much? So we have an accrual of 37,200. 37,200. Remember, this one is for wages and salary. Wages and salaries. Kama inaonekana. Wages and salaries. Yes, inaonekana ilikuwa ngapi? 933,000. Now, outstanding or accrual inamaanishaje? So tuko na deni. So we are supposed to pay some amount. But hatu kulipa zote. Tulibakisha deni ya 37,200. So hiyo deni ilikuwa for that period. Remember, we are supposed to record what was in the card. So out of this 933 that was paid, kulibaki na deni ya 37,200 yenye haiko imelipwa. But that 32,200 was in the card in the same period. So we need to want it back because it was in card in the same period. But remember, accruals on outstanding wages. Outstanding wages will also be treated as outstanding wages will also be treated as what? As what? Current liability. As current. So to share my additional information here of 37,200. Na huyu itakuwa ni add hao wawili kwa calculator. So this one is 933,000 plus 37,200. So it's 970,200 to P&L. To P&L as an expense. Now, tumeshamaliza all the additional information. So ya kwanza inventory. This one goes to the balance sheet. Venye imeandikwa hivyo. This one goes to the balance sheet. Prepayments of 10,500. Now we are supposed to less the prepayments so that this one will go to the P&L. Then this 10,500 will go to our balance sheet as current asset. So this one is in the balance sheet. So make sure umerecord hivyo kwa sababu nitakuwa nikiwauliza mnaniambia the figure. Accruals of 370 must be added back so that our total general expense for the period is 170 to P&L as an expense, and also between the 5370 will also be treated as a current liability. So if tutaita itabaki hivyo. Haya, bad debt 8400 will be treated as an expense, but remember it reduce this amount to this amount ni sawa. Then allowance is 5% of the net amount. Net amount ni hii. Tumeshatoa the bad debt. So in this one, bad debt 8400 tunatoa so that we get the net amount. So 5% of the net amount, 27,180. Also, this 27,180 will be treated as expense. There is also an expense to P&L. To P&L. And also, it will reduce our trade receivables with the same amount, 27,180. So our new trade receivables is 516 for 20. This one is final. This one is final. Haya, ndio tumeandika hapo iko sawa. Depreciation for the year ndio hizo. But remember this amount shall be deducted also in the balance sheet. Deduct huko mbele. Alafu accruals, that 7,200, that one will be added back. So we said accruals ndio ingine hapa. Any accruals you add back. So accruals we add back to get 970,200. And then remember, the 7,200 will also be treated as current liabilities in our statement of the financial position. I think umeandika kila kitu. So let us prepare the statement. So I want to wrap this part. I want to wrap that part. So kama hujaandika, andika haraka haraka. I want to wrap that part. Andika haraka. Haya, umemaliza? Umemaliza? So let's prepare now our final account. Let's prepare our final account. Na lazima itoshe hapa. Lazima itoshe hapa. Tutaforce itoshe. It's for balance. Tutafanyaje? Mwekali. It's for balance. What shall we do? Because the account must balance. Yes, Mwekali.
Tuna prepare account ingine.
It's for balance. Ufanye nini? Ongeza sauti. Unaongea polepole.
Tuna prepare account ingine.
So tutaprepare mpaka ikubali kubalance.
Sijui inaitwaje.
Okay. Utatuonesha hiyo account vile inakuwa prepared because we don't know. Hata mimi sijui ni gani unaongelea. Maybe you shall tell us. You shall tell us sivyo? So okay. So haina mambo. So wacha nirudishe nyuma kidogo. I think hapa tuone kama itakubali. Bas, I think hapo iko sawa. I want to prepare the statement now. So we have all the adjustments. So nyinyi mtakuwa mnaniambia. Sawa sawa. So let us prepare the statement. So anaitwa nani huyu jamaa? Anaitwa Vera Omari, sole trader. Vera Omari, sole trader, and then pale chini anatuambia so kwa requirement number 8, statement of profit and loss for the year ended. Statement of profit or loss for the year ended. That is September. Silivio, that is September 2024. For the year ended, that is September 2024. Yes. So we start with the sales. Naanza na sales. So what is the sales in the question? So kwa balance mniambie sales. Sales figure. Sales figure. Sales figure ni ngapi, my friend? Sales figure. Ala.
$2,952,240.
At 9 million? 9 million. Kama dola wapi na 9 million jameni?
Nimesema
Sales iko
2
pale.
million.
2 million.
952,000
Uh-huh.
240.
Yeah, that one is correct. So tunasema 229, 52 to 40. We less return inwards. Do you have any return inwards? Ama says return. Return inwards or the says return. Ngapi?
8,400.
Return inwards. Talk about return inwards, not return outwards. Return inwards. It's on the debit side. It's supposed to be on the debit side.
24,240.
Yes. 2400. 240. Nisongeshe hivi kidogo, acha nisongeshe iende huku. 29, 42 to 40. Then we less 24 to 40. So we shall get the net sales. Net sales ni ngapi? Okay, that's about 29, 28. 29, 28,000. Aya. We are supposed to less cost of sales. So we start with the opening stock. Opening stock. So opening stock ni ngapi kwa swali? Opening stock kwa swali iko pale juu. 1st October. Mnaiona? Opening stock 183,000. Can you see it? 183,000. Then we add purchases. We add purchases. So we add purchases. We add purchases. Purchases ni ngapi kwa swali? Ukienda pale kwa swali, our purchases nilikuwa nimeiona wapi? Purchases iko pale juu 13,85,400. 13,85,400. So 13,85,400. 13,85,400. Then we are supposed to less closing stock. Additional information number 1. Go to additional information number 1. Closing stock. It was there in additional information number 1. Niliwapatia note. Additional information number 1 ilisema ni 222,600. 222,600. Niliwapatia additional information. Do you have drawings? Do you have drawings? We don't have any drawings. So find. So 183 plus 13,85,400 minus this one. We shall get that figure. So that we can less, we get our gross profit. So mnifanyie inasema ni 183,000 plus 13,85,400 minus 222,600. 222,600. 13,45,800. Kama ni ngapi? Oh, nimesahau kitu moja. We are supposed to less return outwards. Nimesahau ku less kitu moja hapa before tuendelee. Uleni. We are supposed to less return outward. This one affects the purchases. So tunatoa. So return outwards iko pale juu kwa swali of 8,400. 8,400. So sawa hiyo. Na pia drawings kama iko kwa additional information. So unaangalia drawings kama you have any drawings of stock. In additional information unakuja na less hapa. So kwa very keen. Ukiona kuna any drawings in the additional information unakuja unatoa hapa. But there was no any additional drawings, additional information. So mlipe hiyo figure. So 183,000 plus 13,85,400 plus 222 minus 222,600 minus 8,400. 13,37,400. 13,37,400. So 13,37,400. Then we can get our gross profit. Inakuwa 28,000 minus answer 15,600. 15,600. Now we can less our expenses. Less expenses. So we can start with the one from the additional information. Present the one from the additional information. Now additional information number 1 ilikuwa ni inventory, tunaachana na information number 2. Yes. Prepaid rates. Now what was the adjustment for rates? Tulipata ngapi? Once you are adjusted pale kwa rates we adjust ukapata information number 2 tulifanya. Rates tulipata ni 163,000, the new one. So inakuwa inaweka hapa rates 163,000. I think iko sawa 163,000. Hiyo ni ya kwanza. The second information number 3 was about outstanding electricity. So we need to put electricity. Tulipata ngapi? The working for electricity. The one which itakuwa expense ni 127,170. Ukienda kwa additional information yetu kufanya 127,170 kwa hapo juu. Hizo additional information ilikuwa tukisolve. Tulipata 127,170. But remember kuna other items it affect our balance sheet. So hiyo hatujaguza bado. Next we had irrecoverable bad debt. So to hit a bad debt, the additional information require 8,400. We had also allowance for bad debt. Ilikuwa ngapi? For bad debt. Kwa tumesema inakuwa ngapi? Ukienda kwa hiyo information yetu allowance for bad debt. Allowance for bad debt 27,180. So hiyo tulikuwa tumefanya 27,180. We're supposed to raise that one also. Depreciation. So tunaenda kwa depreciation. So tunaanza na plant and machinery. Kutoka plant and machinery. Motor vehicle na furniture. Na furniture ilikuwa ngapi? I think it was 400,000. Ukienda hapo juu kwa working 168,600. Nimeshafanya hapa hivi 30,625. Haya, wages tulifanya ya mwisho kabisa. The last one ya wages ilikuwa ya mwisho kabisa. So we did the working for wages ya mwisho. Ilikuwa 933,000 plus 37,200. 970,200. 970,200. That is for wages. That one is for wages. I think tumemaliza wages. Now tunaweza sasa kwa income statement tuangalie kama kuna any other expense ni huko nafaa kuweka.
Rates ilikuwa ngapi?
Yes. Nini hiyo?
Hapo kwa rates.
Rates enda kwa information number 1 tulifanya ile working tulikuwa tukifanya. Working number 2.
Yangu naona nimeandika
kwanza tulifanya 73,500 minus 10,500. Working number 2. Enda pale juu kwa working number 2.
63,000.
Ni ngapi?
63,000.
63. Oh, mimi nimeweka 163. Okay, nimeona. Na mbona sauti ni kidogo hivyo? Shida ni nini? Unajua mimi siwasikii. Nawasikia kwa mbali sana.
Sisi tunakusikia.
Okay, ni sawa. So wages tulimaliza. So let's go to additional information. Huko juu atenda kwa trial balance huko juu capital account, that one is balance sheet. Purchases tumefanya, sales tumefanya, return inwards tumefanya, return outwards tumefanya, discount allowed. Haya kuna kitu moja tumemiss. Discount received is an income. Na mko niambia kuna kitu moja tumemiss hapa. Discount received. Nafaa ikuwe hapa. Discount received. So we add income. discount received. We're supposed to add it. So discount received ni ngapi? Discount received kwa swali. Discount received 21,120. So this is supposed to be here. 21,120. So hiyo tulikuwa tumesahau ku add. So this one is supposed to add it. So we add other income. We are supposed to add the other income. So 26,120 hiyo tulikuwa tumesahau. Haya. I can see we have discount allowed. Discount allowed. Discount allowed. Discount allowed. Now discount allowed ni ngapi? 27,300. So tuweke hapa. Discount allowed. Tusisahau hiyo 27,300. 27 ya tulikuwa tumeweka. Haya tuendelee. Discount received, wages and salary tumefanya, rates tumefanya, insurance 53,400. You have also insurance as an expense. Insurance ni ngapi? 53,400. Haya tuendelee. Insurance, general expense tumeshafanya, trade receivables, that's a balance sheet, trade payable balance sheet, bank overdraft balance sheet, inventory balance sheet, land, building, motor vehicle, drawings, furniture, cash, accumulated depreciation, all those are balance sheet items. So imeisha. So add for me this or this figure. Add for me this figure. The today's sample so that we can get our net profit or loss. Net profit or loss. So that we can get our net profit or loss. So add for me. So itakuwa ni 63,000 plus 127,170, 127,170, 8,400, 27,180, 400,000, 168,600, 30,625, 30,625, 970, 200, plus 27, 300, 27, 300, plus 53, 400. So mimi napata 18, 875, 875, i.e. 1590, 1590, 600, 1590, 600 plus 21, 120. So sorry for excusing na iweka hapa so that we left this amount with this one to get our net profit. So minus 18, 75, 1875, 1875, 875. So mimi napata loss ya ngapi? 264,155. So we had to make loss, how to make profit? I will make a loss. Yeah, 264. Nikiweka into bracket na maanisha loss. 155. So nikiweka into bracket level, it means it's a loss. So tuvute hapa tuandike net loss. So we write it with the net loss. Yeah, 264,155. 264,155. 264,155. Haya, we can do now the balance sheet. Taifanyia tu hapa. Kuna mahali pengine tunasonga. We are not going anywhere. I think itatosha. So nitasema Bella Omari sole trader. Bella Omari sole trader. Statement of financial position. Statement of financial position. Haya, wanasemaje statement of financial position for the, let me read the Allah, the question is what? So statement of the financial position as at 30th of September 2024. September 2024. So we start with the non-current assets. Non-current assets. So the first one, beyond land and building. Land and building. Now land and building kwa swali ni ngapi? Land and building, it was not depreciated, so land and building, or wasema it is not depreciated, so itakuwa ni 255. 255 itakuwa ni 2550 because it was never depreciated. It was never depreciated. That one is okay. Aya, tuende to the next one. Next one is plant and machinery. Plant and machinery. The amount is 1,600. Now we need to raise the depreciation for the year. So tell me, no, we need to raise three things because this is on cost. Remember, we said that this 1,600 is on cost. Now, if it is on cost, we need to less. So ukumbuke kama ni cost. You need to less the depreciation charge, and also remember to less accumulated depreciation. So you need to less those two items. Now let's go to our question. Now in our question, accumulated depreciation kenda pale juu ni 447,010. 447,010. Hii itabidi nimesongesha kidogo tena. 2550. I think hapo inaonekana 225,2550. Yes. Now we need to raise the accumulated depreciation. Ndio hapo 447,410. That is on the balance. Then unakuja kuaddition kwa our workings additional information. Depreciation tulipata ni 400,000 ndio hapa. Depreciation ndio hapa. Ndio hii. So we need to raise it also hapa 400,000. Haya, tukitoka kwa plant and machinery tunaenda kwa motor vehicle. Motor vehicle. Remember we assumed that this is on cost. Sasa tunaless kila kitu. But kama ingekuwa reducing balance, hakuna kuless accumulated. Kama ingekuwa tunatumia reducing balance method, ukija kuless hapa accumulated depreciation, ukiless ni shauri yako, unaanguka. So kama ni reducing balance method, don't less this accumulated depreciation. But if it's straight line, make sure you less the accumulated depreciation. Haya, nimeshawaambia. Haya, motor vehicle 843,000. 843,000. It was on cost. Now tulisema it's on cost. Therefore, we need to less. We need to less the accumulated that one 168,600. 168,600. But also remember to less this one 168,600. 168,600. So this one is to balance, and this one is for the year. I am the furniture. Furniture. Now furniture, if you go to furniture and tuambia furniture ni 245,000. I have less accumulated. Now accumulated for furniture ni 14 to 40. 14 to 40. But don't forget to less also this one. Furniture hapa ni ngapi? 3625. 3625. So multiply the final figure. Multiply those final figure. Tumemalizana na assets. So tunaenda kwa current assets. So we can go to current assets as you compute the figures. Haya, current assets. So tunaanza na cash. Now cash was not affected in any manner. So cash itabaki venye iko 6,300. So cash was not affected in any manner. 6,300. Receivables, to recalculate the final one. Receivables, enda kwa additional information yetu, we compute it. So the receivables tunatumia ndio wakati release what? Tulifanya working tukaless allowances. So hiyo receivables tukiless allowance inabaki 516 for 20. 516 for 20. Haya. Tukitoka kwa hiyo receivables, tunaenda kwa line mwingine. Who else form part of an asset? Receivables. Now tunafaa ku consider inventory. We had also inventory. Before tuangalie prepayment and accruals. Inventory ilikuwa ni 222,600. That was the final one. Then let's talk about prepayments now. So prepayment. So we have prepayment. Tulikuwa na moja. We only had one prepayment. Ilikuwa gani? Prepayment. Ilikuwa on what? We said it to be also it's also be treated as our current asset. So prepayment ilikuwa ngapi? Prepayment ilikuwa 10,500. Prepayment rates 10,500. You said that will be also treated as an asset. Kuna anything else? I think there is nothing else. So add them together. Do you have bank? Bank. No bank. So nizo total assets. Let's compute our total assets. So mjue mimi naweza kosa kuwasikia kama uko na swali. So mjue. So find these figures. Kuna mtu ametype anything? Okay. So let us minus 1600, 1.6 minus 447,010 minus 400,000. 752,990. 752,990. 752,990. Hayo mwingine ni 843,000. 168,600. 168,600 minus 168,600. 545,800. 545,800. 545,800. And then ya mwisho 245,000 minus 14,240 minus 36,225. 200, 135. 200, 135. So we add them together. 200, 135. So add to put our total assets. Let's add for calculate the other one. So 2,550,000 plus 752,990. 752,990. 545,800. 200, 135. 6,300. 516 for 20. 222,600. 10,500. So we have 48,18. 48,18. 745. Now, remember here. So we need to focus on the other one. Capital and liability. Capital and liability. Haya. So tuanze na capital. So capital ni ngapi kwa swali yetu? Na ukitaenda kwa swali huko juu. Huko juu capital ni 47, 48 for 30. 47, 48 for 30. 47, 48 for 30. Now we less our net loss. Net loss kwanza tunaanza na hiyo. Our net loss ni 264,155. So tunaanza na hiyo kwanza tusahau 264. 155. So make sure you remember to less this loss 264, 155, and then usahau tena to less drawings, because drawings is there in the addition in the income statement. So tukienda kwa income statement, I can see we have drawings somewhere. Drawings pale iko 312,300 iko huko juu, iko huko chini kwa trial balance 312 300 312 300 312 300. Haya, sasa tuangalie kwa we need to check so in capital, let's check liabilities. So start with the non-current liability. Non-current liability. Start with the non-current liabilities. For our, we have a bank. No, that bank overdraft is not, so we don't have any non-current. So kwa swali sio kama we have non-current, but we have current. So here kuna, we don't have any, so, but we have current liabilities. Non-current hakuna, so we have current liabilities. So the other one.
Ake ni karembo. Nikuoneshe picha nilikuwa nimevaa nguo refu.
Bank overdraft ni ngapi? 120,600. So you have a bank overdraft of 120,600. We have trade payables. Trade payables. We have trade payables. So trade payables ni ngapi kwa swali yetu? Uko juu kwa trial balance. Uko juu trial balance, there was no any adjustment for that one. With the back 483,600. 483,600. 483,600. And then we need now we go to our additional information. We had accruals. So accruals, outstanding wages and outstanding. So ilikuwa mbili. So for our additional information, we had accruals, which was outstanding wages. Now we had outstanding ingekuwa gani? Outstanding wages na ingine ilikuwa outstanding what? Outstanding wages, outstanding electricity. So mniambia ilikuwa ngapi hizo figures? Hey, electricity. So tuende kwa workings, mniambia hizo outstanding. So the first one ilikuwa information number 3. 5370. Can you see it? 5370. That one is for electricity. 5370. 5370. The other one, it was the last information. Yeah, that's 7,200. That is 7,200. That was for wages. Mnaiona? So add them together. Lazima ikupe the same as 48, 18, 745. So add them together, then you tell me if that is the correct. Nimechoka. Sijui kama hiyo class hiyo swali ndio tutafanya peke yake. Now if you add them, are you getting the same? So tunasema 47, 48, 47, 48 for 30 minus 264. Yes. Kuna mtu anaongea kweli hata Yes. Nakupatia the same. Sama to confirm. Haya, nita confirm. So it must be the same as this one. 48, 18, 745. So it must be the same as that one. So are you getting the same figure? Mwekari? Mwekari, ama una calculator? Priscilla? Are you getting the same figure? Priscilla?
Tuna calculate ngo.
Aya, calculator haraka haraka. Ndio tuone kama tunaweza fanya swali lingine.
Mimi venye nimepata sijui kama wengine wamepata hivyo.
Ukiadi hizi zote unachukua huyu plus minus huyu minus huyu plus huyu plus huyu plus huyu plus huyu. 48,
Napata
18, 7, 45.
napata 48 13 695. I
Okay,
don't know whether I'm
tunapata
wrong.
48.
13 695. But
Na ni
unaweza
Mweka
ngoja
ndio amepata hivyo ama ni Priscilla?
Mwikali.
Aya, tuanze pamoja. Let us do it together. Chukua 47 48 for 30. 47 48 for 30. Mwandike hiyo. Aya, less minus 264 155 minus 312 300 plus 120 600 120 600 plus 483 600 plus 37 200 plus 53 70. Unapata ngapi?
Iko sawa. Mimi ndo nilikuwa nimefanya vibaya.
Aya, so nimemwambia mfanye hivyo kwa sababu nilikuwa najua hapo kwa net loss mungekuwa mna add wengine. Kwa drawings pia unafaa una less, sio una add. You're supposed to less. Now that one marks the end of that question. So do we do another one or tuseme leo tufikie hapo tutafanya another question tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Aya, let me give you an assignment. Tutakuja tuangalie kesho. So assignment. Hiyo assignment iko wapi? Nataka ya sole trader. Sole trader. Let me just give you from this side. So go and do this question. And make sure kindly naomba tu ujaribu. Usikose kujaribu. So the question is for August 2023, question number 1A. August 2023, number 1A. So August 2023, question number 1A. Number 1A. And then another one. April 2023. April 2023. Question number 3. April 2023. question number 3. April 2023, question number 3. Alafu August 2022, question number B. August 2022, question number 2. Question number 1B. Navyo ni mingi sana. Alafu hizo zimetosha. April, we have another one here. April 2022 1B. April 2022 one boy. And then December 2021 1C. December 2021, question number 1C. Then we have May 2019, number 5. May 2019, question number 5. Question number 5. And then May 2018, question number 1. May 2018, question number 1. I think those are enough. I think those are enough. Those are enough. Now I want to wish you well. We shall meet either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. We shall meet tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But remember, we cannot do all these questions. We can also do at least 1 or 2 of them. So we can only do at least 1 or 2 of them. So that is all about it for today. So we meet either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow to communicate.